Color can do a lot to convey your message in a design. We're going to take a look at several different ways to mock up a layout designed in black and white and add interesting bits of color. I'm going to go to preview mode and take a look at 3 different layouts that all started the same but have a different color story. If I go to Pages and look at page 2, here is the Quiet Cry color set from Kuler, and we'll be seeing Kuler as part of this video. If I come back to the cover and go to the next layout and choose Preview again, here is the front, here is the back. I'll go to the 3rd layout. This layout actually uses the color model called Bordeaux. This one uses watermelon. Each one will give the viewer a slightly different emotional response. Watermelon has bright, light, fun colors, more in the pastel family. This one has darker red wine based on Bordeaux colors. And red is one of those colors that elicits emotional responses, while this has smooth, soothing shades of blue. But every color has both a positive and a negative response. So the association that you're giving through your design may vary depending on your use of color. Let's open this postcard Begin, and you'll see the original layout all done in black and white. Color has psychology, and to give examples of positive and negative, red can evoke the feeling of passion or love or excitement or heat. But the negative emotions evoked by the color red could be danger. And all kids know red means stop. It can also convey aggression or war or violence. With Adobe, they use a consistent red, which is Pantone 485 everywhere. Black, white, and red is a color scheme that's worked since ancient Roman times. We're going to look at some ideas for designing with color, and where I go for inspiration when designing a piece is under the Window menu, Extensions, and Kuler. Kuler was actually launched at kuler.adobe.com, so anyone can download color libraries for the Creative Suite. The first program that included Kuler was actually Illustrator CS3. In CS4, they implemented Kuler suite-wide. And as I look at this, you do need an internet connection to have access to the Kuler color library. And I'll see that I'm viewing highest rated today. So here I have View Over the Town, Sunsplash, Dogwoods on a Dreary Day, Robocolor. But highest rated are the ones that people have bothered to give a rating to. If I choose most popular, these are the most often downloaded color libraries. And you'll see Watermelon is one of those. It's one of my favorites. We also have Pistachio, Firenze, Cherry Cheesecake, Granny Smith Apple. Or if you don't love any of these, you can have it choose a random color library. And each time you choose random, it will regenerate. Or I could see what the newest ones are today. In fact, one of the ones I discovered while I was pregnant was Quiet Cry. So if you know the name of a color library that someone has recommended, you could grab that. You could even make your own and upload your own, or even bookmark or attach your favorites for use later. Or I can edit color themes. I'm going to come back to most popular. And I think I'll try Granny Smith Apple on this layout. So when I select Granny Smith Apple, I'll scoot over the Kuler panel and look at swatches, and we have only the swatches built into InDesign. When I click Granny Smith Apple and add to swatches, all of the shades of green will appear in my swatches panel. And they take a few seconds, depending on your internet connection. In fact, I like to dock Kuler so it's always available, and I can open it or close it at any time by dragging it in with my other panels on the right. Now that these colors are added to swatches, I can start doing my layout. Do I want bright and crisp for the background or darker and more dull? I'm going to go with the brightest. Ouch! I'll go with a little bit dimmer shade of the brightest. And then I'll start experimenting with each color. Often it helps to see the double column toolbar so I can see fill and stroke, inside color or outline color more clearly. And I'll start experimenting with a few of the shades that are built into this Granny Apple set. So I think I'll work one direction, and then I almost did backwards on the way out. And maybe I want to leave this one as a slightly different shade in my color model. Experimentation will really lead you to the best combination. Then I'll select this text and I'll hit stroke in my toolbar. And for the stroke color, I think I'll choose the lighter green. And I can experiment with several different versions of the green that are included. I often click away and hit the letter W for preview to see if I like where I'm going with this. I have to be careful though. I wanted to switch this color and stroke was still forward. So I'll hit none or the red slash for stroke, then click fill and now choose a different shade. This is the exact same as my background shade, so I do have to go back to one of the other greens. And I think I'll go to the brighter green in the middle there. Now I'll go to the back of the postcard. I'll come down to the bottom, hit next page, triple click to select my text, and choose the darkest green for these headlines. I'll go to my selection tool, and I'll also choose that darkest green for all the black circles. I'm holding down my Shift key to select the individual circles that are black. So while holding down Shift, I just click once, fill is still forward, and now I'll choose the darker green. I'll click away and go to this 80% gray, and holding down Shift, click in the center or at the edge of each one until I get this darker gray. And I think I'll go to the very bright green for this. And I'll finish it off by selecting the 50% gray circles, holding down the Shift key to get more than one, and I'll choose the duller or kind of yellowish green. And when I click away, here is my final piece. And I just don't love that bright green, so I'm going to select them again and go to the alternate green. A color story usually has 2 or 3 primaries, but you could have up to 4 or 5 colors total. You just don't want to go nuts with your colors so that it's distracting to the viewer. And here's my finished piece. Back. I'll double click and go to the front. So check out Kuler under Window, Extensions, and Kuler, and take a look at the color libraries that are offered and try applying these to the postcard that's part of your class files.